guys, welcome back to the Milsurp Man channel. I'm sure you've read the title and seen the thumbnail. Today we're going to be talking about my Gunshow scam. Now scam's kind of a loose term. It's going to be more or less talking about how you should always examine your military surplus firearms before buying them and overlooking them before you fire them, most importantly. Military surplus firearms are awesome to collect, but there can be some dangers if you're not extremely careful on what to look for, and there can be some serious warning signs of what's going on with your firearm. We're going to be talking about my recent Gunshow acquisition, my German World War II era P38. You can see it's a beautiful pistol, and it's manufactured in 1944 by BYF, which is Mauser Obendorf code, and the finish is original. It's all matching, and it's a beautiful example. And one of the reasons I picked this up is the price point, which we'll talk here in a little bit about. But mainly this video is going to be, guys, be very careful when picking up military surplus firearms and what you're buying. And if you're not very careful, you can get scammed or burned really badly. And you can also cost you your life if you're not careful when firing these, because we were planning to do a range time video with this and some shorts until I examined it and seen some issues with it. And we're going to go into it and talk about why that could have been very life-threatening. So without further ado, let's go ahead and hit our tabletop and take a look at this pistol and see why it was so dangerous. Okay guys, we got our P38 here on our tabletop. Before we get into it, let's go ahead and do a quick safety check. Take our magazine out and see our magazine's clear. Let's go ahead and lock our slide to the rear. We can see our chamber is clear. Finger check. Now, before I usually fire any of my Milsurp firearms, I do a thorough field strip and cleaning and an examination of the firearm. I do this before I fire any of my Milsurps, and it's a good practice. That way it gives you a good cleaning of the weapon's going to function when you're firing, and two, to examine to see if anything's off. And that's when I noticed the problems immediately when I took this firearm apart. Now, if you all don't know how to take a P38 apart, you lock your slide to the rear, you rotate your takedown lever this way, you go ahead and drop your slide. Simultaneously, while dropping your slide, you line it up with your hammer there, pull the trigger, let it down, and let it go. And if you guys know anything about P38s, you automatically know what's going on there. That right there is not normal. And I could not for the life of me figure out until I examined it further. So we'll go ahead and withdraw and look. Let that part run away here. And we can see that we have a serious bulge out on our frame rails here. I'll try to pick it up on camera here. We can see we have what I believe is either a cracked frame that someone's tried to re-weld here. We can see the kind of the rough finishing, and it's kind of rough when you work the pistol back. I'm still kind of puzzled as what happened with this firearm, because you don't really see any like further damage down into the magazine well. But right there, guys, you can see just the obvious. Looks like someone's welded this frame and just kind of fixed it back. You can see the rough marks right here going up into our feed ramp. And obviously our issue here with our frame rail are not containing our spring and spring guide, which should be enclosed looking like this, holding the spring and spring guide in, but obviously it's bulged out and it's got some nicks and damages. You can see here, if the camera focus, it's definitely flared out, and it's not holding the spring and spring guide captive for the pistol, so it's not wanting to hold it in there, and you see it's bunching out, and it's just aggravating, guys. And it's unfortunate because this pistol is all matching example. We see our serial number here on the barrel that matches everything else. And it's a beautiful pistol. It really truly is. It's a nice example. It's a shame that as whatever's happened to this pistol, it's pretty much destroyed. I would never feel comfortable firing this. I wouldn't even feel comfortable firing really light loads. It's just not worth damaging it the rest of the way and breaking it any further. We mentioned talking about pricing earlier. I paid 675 beans for this firearm, and I felt I was extremely happy when I heard that price. I had a friend pick it up for me at the show. I wasn't able to be there, and what he told me I felt very comfortable with, and he sent me some pictures. I never dreamed when I got it back I would find this kind of condition in this firearm. Like I said, I don't feel safe firing it, and I will never be able to comfortably resell it to anybody and sell it. I don't believe in burning anybody, so it's kind of just going to stay in my collection as a stopgap piece. It's going to be more of an example to look at and display, and kind of just have an example in the collection for reference, and kind of just a showpiece, really, because I do not feel safe firing this firearm in the condition it's in. Some people would think it's fine. That weld would hold with some light loads. And if you guys think that, you can leave me a comment as to why this firearm's like that. I don't know if someone's fired some heavy lows through it and it's done this. I have no idea. I've kind of looked it up on the internet to see if anybody's had this problem before. Now, normal, regular wartime P38s usually get a crack right here in the locking block area. They'll split right here where the manufacturer code's at. I don't see anything wrong with that area. I mean, it looks perfect. I don't see anything wrong with that. And post-war P1s are usually bad to crack around the frames here in the same spot. They're usually bad to crack, but this is all steel frame firearm. And I've not really found anything much with the frames cracking under anything. Now, this is kind of a later war gun, and we know at that point in time Germany was being massively bombed by the Allies and losing ground on both fronts. So they could add some kind of metal fatigue there, cause it to crack. I'm not really sure. That's just my guess that there is some kind of crack issue that someone's tried to repair and kind of weld it back together and fix it. I'm not really sure, but if you guys know what could be going on with this firearm, feel free to leave me a comment. I'll be more than happy to read it. But yeah, just thought I'd get on here and show you guys this what happened to me. And buyer beware at gun shows, guys. Be careful what you're purchasing. Always to be sure that you're taking your firearms apart and examining it and knowing what you're buying. Guys, it's going to be on the Milsurp Man channel. I appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to subscribe and like the content. If you like what you see here on the Milsurp Man channel, continue to watch it. And we really appreciate the support and each and every one of you guys for what you do for us. So that's going to be all, guys. Thank you. God bless.